Hello. What's going on, people? This Sunday night, I pretty much never do this, but there's a couple different factors at play that have led me to be live right now on a Sunday night. It's 8:30. One of those factors is that I'm bored, and I know that there's demand for more just content about stocks and trading. And although it's Sunday night and there's not too much going on right now, I thought we could hang out and we'll see how it goes. If people join, that's great. If people don't join, then in that case it's just whatever, and it makes sense. It's a Sunday night. I understand people have stuff going on and have other things to do, so that's fine. But I thought we could just take a look at where the markets sit right now and do a little bit of a temperature check on where things sit right now in terms of day trading and the stocks, at least that I like to trade, and kind of how they are behaving right now, which is that they're behaving rather poorly, in my opinion, and maybe we can investigate and take a look at that. So I guess let's begin. I don't really know. I don't have a plan or schedule really, or anything really. This is just totally off the top of the dome, so we'll see. I'm going to put everything on a daily chart here, and I like to look at gold and silver a lot when this is my futures tab. I've got a bunch of different tabs, a bunch of different kind of presets for my charts, and this futures one is one that I use a lot. And in this case, I have the ES, NASDAQ, and gold and silver, and those are the futures that I look at. And gold and silver are here because I am personally involved in gold and silver, and I really like the metals, so that's why I have those up. But as we can see, the ES, the SPX, really just made the futures just made an all-time high, so that is cool, and I'm sure that if we switch to the Dow, that is the case as well. Yes, so the market is at all-time highs, and that is crazy, fundamentally crazy. But let's take a look at something a little bit more important, which is day trading stocks, and I'm talking about the Three Musketeers. Let's take a look at the Three Musketeers. That is NEO, Plug Power, and Palantir. And the Three Musketeers, I'm just coming up with that right now. I just came up with that, and but it kind of makes sense because they're all kind of mid-cap stocks, and they move very similarly with each other. So these ones over the last couple weeks, I suppose, have been pretty tepid overall, and especially, Plug just has not been good. Palantir's been very weak. They've all been very weak. Oops, that's the wrong stock. PLTR. So it's just kind of a bummer because these are the ones that back last year at the end of last year were really kind of great, and early in this year were great to trade, but so far it's been a different story. I still have hope that NEO may kind of resurrect, but I don't know. Is now a good time to buy or not? Who knows? I don't really care. That's not my expertise. Not really what I care about. But anyway, hopefully I could answer some questions too about kind of what I look at in terms of scanners, and in terms of how, a lot of people ask me about scanners, and that's something that that I haven't formally addressed in its own kind of video, but But it's very simple, and that's kind of maybe the reason that I haven't really addressed it. I suppose I have addressed it in the TOS setup videos I've done, a couple of those, and I talk about it there. But really, it's quite simple. I've got these two watch lists. They're not scanners, right? They're watch lists. But one of them is just a preset TOS watch list here. And I flip this one around a little bit from percent gain to gap up. I use quite a bit as well. And these ones, percent gain and gap up, both of them will give you a little bit of a different look, but they both aim sort of towards small cap stocks, but it really is what it sounds like. It's percent gain. So the biggest percent gainers are going to pop up here. I always sort by volume and not by percentage. Volume as a day trader is the probably, at least in terms of scanning for stocks, it is the most important thing, because you want to be trading the names that everyone else is trading, because those are the names with the highest volume, and the names with the highest volume move around the most. So you always want to be sorting by volume, but then you can look at the percent gain, and you might look at a stock like this that has a lot of volume and has a pretty big percent gain, and you might decide that you want to trade that. So anyway, there's a bunch of different ways you can do it, and it really comes down to what you're looking for. That will, what you like to trade, what you do the best trading, what stocks you trade the best. That will guide your scanning preferences. And for me, I do have percent gain and gap up here, but to be honest with you, while I monitor this day to day and I look at it every day, it is not always the case that I trade anything off this list. What is usually 90% of the 90% of the time, what I trade comes off of this list here, which is just a watch list that I have, and it's just a watch list that I've created. I've added everything that's in here. And basically this is a collection of tickers that I know I can trade effectively, and ones that have been typically good to day trade. Not all of these have been good, are good to day trade right now. So you'll notice stuff toward the bottom of this list is, so the bottom of this list is, this is sorted by volume. So these are the stocks that have the lowest volume. So a stock like Zoom may not be the best to day trade. It looks like, on this day, 304 to 292, it did move. But you get the point. There are often stocks on here that toward the bottom of this list are not necessarily the best to trade. But the reason that I still have them on there is because they have potential to, on certain days, be good for day trading. And what I'll notice is that if I wake up in the morning, I sit at my computer and I look at my watch list, over time I've developed like, okay, Apple is pretty much always going to be at the top of this list. Neo is pretty much always going to be toward the top of this list. AMC recently, always toward the top of the list. But when I can understand what is usually at the top of the list, I can also understand what's not usually at the top of the list. And when those pop up, it catches my eye. So Tilray, for example, not usually at the top of the list, but had almost as much volume as Apple last Friday. So when I see that, I go, oh, okay, Tilray might be a good one for me to trade today. And it's not always the case that, I see one of them pop up and I'm like, I have to trade this today. It's popping, like it's going crazy. You have to, right? You have to trust yourself, and you have to check in with yourself and look at the stock, and do you feel comfortable trading it? That's all it comes down to. But scanning is all about just putting those ones on your radar. It doesn't mean you're necessarily going to trade them, but it's just about putting it on your radar. So even though there are stocks that, like, this is just showing from last Friday. So like Tilray, you have a stock like Peloton, which I know over the last several weeks, several months, has been incredibly low volume relative to what it demonstrated over the last 3 days or so after they reported earnings and had that recall and that news. You can see the volume has been massive on Peloton. So when I see that pop up, it catches my eye, and this is a stock that I traded over the last 3 days or so. But you know, again, those ones with the most volume, no matter what they are going to be the ones that typically I and you probably should be trading. Those are the ones that, if you're a day trader, that you'll be looking at. So that's why I have this whole, you know, Three Musketeers thing with Neo, Palantir, Plug. To me, they're like three brothers or three sisters or three siblings, whatever. They're very I don't know. To me, they seem related to one another. It doesn't even have anything to do with the fact that they're in different sectors. That they're not, you know, there's a lot of reasons why they might not be related, but they're similar in price and they are always high volume. Pretty much always high volume. You see Plug kind of drifts a little bit down this list. Last Friday, the volume was not as great, but it pumps consistently 30, 40 million shares of volume a day. Neo pumps, you know, 60, 70, 80 million a day regularly. So, and then Palantir as well. So these are that's why I call them the Three Musketeers. Is like they're the three mid caps that that I love to trade. Speaking in all time terms, I'm green on trading all three of those names. And anyway, those ones I monitor as kind of their own group, their own thing, and I trade them constantly. And if you like trading mid caps, I mean, you know, you must be familiar with those. They're absolutely awesome to day trade, in my opinion. You can take you know, shares of them. It doesn't require insane amount of capital, especially now that Plug and Palantir are much lower price, and Neo as well, than they were a month or two ago. So okay. So that is hopefully a good synopsis of the my kind of watch list / scanner situation. What I will say, and what I told someone the other day, was that if you really, the one big problem, and it is a big problem, the big problem with kind of quote unquote scanners on TOS is that you can really only scan when the market is open. But the whole point of scanning is to get out in front of the market open and understand what stocks are moving or gapping up or have volume before the market's opened, right? Pre-market. Because then, you know, they'll be on your radar when the market does open. So that is a downside, is that TOS doesn't really let you scan for stuff before the market has opened. However, you can purchase, there's a bunch of different tools out there for scanning. Trade Ideas scanner is the real deal. You can buy that, and so that's the thing, you have to pay for it, right? But you can, and that is a real deal scanner. So if you're looking for something like that, definitely look into it. And there's an argument to be made that it is worth the money to get out in front of those stocks that you might have otherwise not seen. What I'll say though too is, before you go and buy something like that, you might consider surfing around on YouTube and looking for people that day trade live in the morning. So someone like Ross Cameron, who often streams pre-market, has a scanner there on his stream. So why would you buy Trade Ideas when you can go watch Ross Cameron day trade every morning pre-market and see the small caps that are gapping up and see what he's trading pre-market, right? Why would you dump $1,000 on Trade Ideas if you can just do that? Okay, so hopefully that's it for scanners and watch lists. If there are any questions, guys, just put them in. I'll respond to them the best I can. And if there's anything you want me to go over, please, I'm begging you, put it down. Anyway, so that's it about scanners. Yeah, I mean, again, there's really no schedule on this. Trade Ideas is giving 2 weeks all-inclusive $10 starting on Monday. Really? Well, I mean, okay, that's... Wow, I honestly didn't know that. Let me look that up. That's awesome. That's cool, because Trade Ideas is definitely, I mean, that's kind of the industry standard as far as I'm concerned. I don't see that, but that's cool. Maybe you can put the link or something where you found that. 2 weeks all-inclusive $10. So that's on Monday? That's tomorrow. Okay, well, cool. Would definitely take advantage of that if you are looking for a good scanner. Not just good, but probably the best. I mean, honestly. Um, but anyway. Okay, so let's go back to... Oops. I constantly accidentally hit on demand, which is right here. It happens all the time. I hate that. This darn platform. This darn TOS. Yeah, find the link. That would be great. That would be great. So it is kind of a bummer that tomorrow it's likely that I just don't know. We'll have to see what's moving tomorrow, but I feel like it's going to be the same old story with the Three Musketeers. I mean, really, these guys are struggling, man. It can't hold $20. Palantir, and I'm telling you, Plug is next. It's going to break down further, probably, which, you know, makes some sense. But it just sucks because this happens all the time. They have that pump, and then they fade back down, and they're really great to trade during that period, but it's just a bummer. I'm sad to see it crumble like that, and Neo too. I really would love it to get back, just stay in this range. You know, it's been doing this up and down. That's great. You know, honestly, for day trading, right? I don't care if it goes up, really necessarily. It can just stay where it's at, and it'd be great for trading. It could even move lower, and that'd be fine. But I hope not, just because I don't want it to die. I mean, this was a dollar stock, you know, which is crazy. And I remember, you know, people on Wall Street Bets, they would Neo was a stock that people talked about even before that it was, you know, this high price. But it is I don't think there's any way it returns to, you know, $3. I think, of course, the outlook on Neo now is certainly a lot better than it was then. But, you know, anything can happen. It's right at that 200 moving average. So, you know, but the problem is it's kind of just greeting it for, you know, the second or third time here. And the jury's still out on whether it's going to bounce or not. So, I don't know. We'll see. But, anyway, all right. What do people want to talk about? That's it. I'm not gonna rant. Well, I rant all the time, so that's the one thing I guess I'm good at. I talk to myself, but yeah. What do we want to talk about, people? Anything? Anything anyone want to say? I'm not telling you what stocks to buy. I'm not. You know, I'll look at a stock, but I'm not, you know, none of this is financial advice. I really hope that momentum comes back into the market. The last 3 weeks have been horrible. I mean, relatively speaking, the last 3 weeks have been horrible. We haven't had real, nice, solid momentum since GameStop and AMC, really, because with GameStop and AMC we had just momentum overall in the market. It wasn't even necessarily about GameStop or AMC. It was like small caps were moving, and I don't even like to trade small caps anyway, but sure, it'd be nice to see some of them you know, in the morning and doing well. But at least with earnings we have stuff moving. Earnings is definitely a catalyst for stuff to move. But you know, there is that saying about the month of May. What is the saying? Someone remind me about trading in May. It's like, you know, something may walk away. I don't remember exactly, but the point is you're not supposed to trade in May because typically May is a month where volume goes to shit. So, whatever. So futures making all-time highs in the in the SPX, in the ES, and the Dow futures. And then we have gold and silver holding up. I really, really want gold and silver I really want gold and silver to break out. That, I mean, it's been a nice run the last couple days, but man, back up to that 1965. Man, that would be epic. I mean, 1835 up to 1965 is $130 move, and then from there the target is 2100, and then from there it's like 2200 because it's been in this channel for some time. Anyway, the outlook on gold. I know it's boring. People don't like to talk about gold, but it's pretty awesome. What's up? I started watching You Great Trader. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Great Trader. I'd like to think so, but it's that is definitely, it brings up a good point of at what point can you say that someone or yourself is consistently profitable? At what point can you say you're consistently profitable? And that's something that I have thought about some, but honestly, I'm not too concerned with the label of like consistently profitable. It's definitely one of those things that, like, if you're day trading, what do you want to be? You want to be consistently profitable. But again, what does that mean? How do you measure it? So that's just tough. And the thing is, there is no definition for it. Everyone can come up with their own. But, if I were to just guess, I mean, I think 6 months of trading at your share size, and what I mean by your share size is not like paper trading, not like tiny share size just to dip your toe in the water, and not like crazy share size to just like you either hit a home run or you lose basically everything that day. Consistent share size and consistent trading. You come to the market, you have a goal, you execute every day. If you're consistent over 6 months and you're profitable over 6 months, maybe then you can call yourself a consistently profitable trader. But the problem is then again, who's to say after 6 months you're not just profitable like $1, right? You could be profitable $1. You could have made $1 over 6 months, and if that would be the case, then I don't really think it's fair to say you're consistently profitable, right? So consistently profitable, you would tend to think that means something like over 6 months, you're profitable in each month, or you're profitable, most weeks of that entire span. That's the consistency part. Traders and investors paying more attention to crypto than stocks lately, but there's still momentum. Honestly, it's all about discipline. I trade options. Yep, it's all about discipline. Ditto. Yeah. Get good at taking small losses. Yeah, that's a big chunk of being consistently profitable for sure. Yeah, I mean, as far as people paying more attention to crypto than stocks, I suppose, but Bitcoin is down over the last week or so, or 2 weeks. Ethereum is going crazy right now. Dogecoin's going crazy right now, but honestly, I'm skeptical about how much that we can blame that for the lack of momentum in the stock market, because the fact of the matter is that the money in the stock, there's a lot more money, and when I say a lot, it really can't be understated, in the stock market rather than crypto is very small still. I mean, it's probably, what is all of crypto? 2 trillion maybe? I don't know. I mean, probably something like 2 trillion, probably less than 2 trillion, because Bitcoin is 1 trillion, and then if you take the next big pieces, maybe it's over 2 trillion. I don't know, it doesn't matter. The point is, it's way smaller than stocks. And so I just don't know if that really matters. I think what we're just seeing right now is just we're seeing a slow melt higher in all-time highs in stocks, and that really has no bearing on momentum in the market. So you can't get trapped into the idea of like we're at all-time highs, the momentum's crazy, but there's really no connection between those two things. But I guess momentum just comes and goes. I don't think I can be an expert on why we see momentum at certain times. I mean, sometimes it's obvious. With GameStop and AMC, it's obvious. But in the months before that, regularly it seems like momentum comes and it goes. And that's just the cycle of the market. And right now, I have to say, we've been in a really, really, really long cold streak. So, does that mean that the next hot streak we get is going to be a really, really long hot streak? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about the whole crypto thing, but I have to say I was watching SNL last night, guys, and I was watching Dogecoin. I had a position in Doge. I sold it this morning for a gain, but I have to admit, it is higher now than what I sold it at. And it was in the 70s, I know it touched 70 right as SNL started. And I was watching SNL and I was watching Dogecoin. I was very into it, but I just don't know if I can feel good about myself buying back into Dogecoin, because the first time I did it, it was really just for the trade. If there's going to be hype around it, then yeah, you want to get in on the hype. But the thing is, if you can be one of those people that gets in GameStop, gets in AMC, gets in Dogecoin, these hype trains, right? These memes, and you get in and you understand that you're going to sell the position eventually, and you're basically just there to, unfortunately, it has to be said, you're there to screw over the people that say to the moon, right? GameStop to the moon, AMC to the moon, Doge to the moon. If you're saying that, you can't really say to the moon and then sell your position before it goes quote unquote to the moon. It all relies on like what the hell is going to the moon, right? How high is to the moon? But if it hits 70 cents even, and then you sell all your Doge, and you were one of the people that said to the moon, yeah, you're kind of a fake. So what I'm saying is, if you sell at those levels, most likely you're taking advantage of the people that are buying it up to that price, saying to the moon, it'll never go down. And then eventually the whole thing falls apart. And that was my approach, was I want to take advantage of the hype, and I think that's very fair, because the hype is real. All right, the hype is very real. But anyway, that was my thinking on it. And so I was watching last night because I had my position and I didn't know what was going to happen, but I did understand that sell the news is very common, and that was on my radar for sure. I mean, you have to be thinking it. Elon Musk is going to come out. What's he going to say? But is what he's going to say really even relevant? I think it might have been the case that Doge was going to sell off at SNL. During SNL, regardless of whatever happened. I don't know that that's the case, but it's kind of how I feel. I think that there were just whales that were really, really just getting ready to just unload at SNL, unless something crazy happened. I don't know. I mean, during his opening monologue, he really didn't mention Dogecoin, maybe once, which, it makes sense. I think people thought that, like, the whole thing was about Dogecoin, but it's like, dude, SNL has their own program, like, and I mean, aside from the whole Dogecoin thing, I don't know who watched SNL last night, but it sucked, in my opinion. I mean, it wasn't funny at all. The skits were horrible. Elon Musk is not a comedian. I don't know. I think he's funny, but not when he's trying to be funny. In the skits, I think it was a total flop. To be honest, all of the skits. I thought they all sucked. I thought they were all terrible. So maybe that has something to do with why Doge sold off. But I really didn't find myself laughing at anything and any of the skits. and I was really only watching just to see kind of Doge price action. Whenever you have a clear catalyst that is taking place over a period of time, and you can watch the stock or the commodity trade real time with that catalyst, I'm all on board. It's so much fun to just watch the price action move with whatever's going on, whether it's a Fed meeting or anything like that. It's very fun because you can watch it move real time. And with something as volatile already as Dogecoin, it is pretty incredible that it did hold up. I mean, it's still right now it's at 55 cents or so. It's holding up, which is impressive. And so as long as that's the case, it's who's to say it can't make another run at all-time highs, I only trade small caps. They've been pretty decent lately. You really only trade small caps on TOS? I mean, I'm just surprised. I'm not I'm not judging it, but and I understand why day trading small caps makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. But on TOS, it's like, whew, you got to be I don't know. I don't have enough faith in the application, the TOS application. Guys, this platform, I mean, real talk, this platform sucks. It sucks bad. So, I mean, a good chunk of the trades you're going to want to take on small caps are going to be early on in the market open. Well, TOS, 5 minutes into the opening bell, you do not want to place a trade. I don't care what the trade is, small cap, mid cap, it doesn't matter. Do not take a trade in the first 5 minutes of the day on TOS, because you're playing with, you're gonna get screwed. Really, TOS doesn't give a crap. This platform is free for a reason. I'm just being real. It's a great platform in a lot of ways. I freaking use it. It's great, but it sucks. So yeah, fully. I think it will go to $1. You think it'll go to $1? Yeah. So bummer. I sold at 49 this morning, so it's higher than that now, which is a bummer. I sold at 49. My average was 27. So I basically I was close. I basically doubled my money, close. But yeah, it sucks. I could have sold in the 70s, but so could everyone. Everyone could have sold in the 70s. At least I made money. At least I'm not losing money. That's what I'm telling myself. And the whole Doge thing, it's all just I had very small risk in it. It was all just a game to me. I really didn't care. Yeah, the price ladder works well for me. I scalp pretty aggressively. Dude, you should consider. I do avoid the open. Yeah, well, that's a no-brainer, and I'm sure I've learned it the hard way a few times. Sometimes I learned it the hard way, and then a couple times I was like, "Oh, I really want to take a trade on the open. Like I've got to do it. Like the setup is fantastic. Take the trade. TOS screws me, lose money." And for whatever reason, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, "Dude, why did I think that TOS would not fail me this time?" Yeah, you should consider paying for Lightspeed, or not even Lightspeed, but any other brokerage that will give you any other platform and brokerage that will literally help your trading so much. Because if you scalp aggressively small caps and you're profitable doing that on TOS, you should consider going to the next step. And the reason that I haven't upgraded from TOS, which I've considered, but the reason that I'm not doing that is because I can't put together that that the extra money I'll make on a better platform is worth the cost of learning the new platform, the actual explicit cost of the platform, and all the other costs that are associated with switching platforms and brokerages. I'm not sure that I can justify it. And on top of all that, if the strategy ain't broke, don't fix it. So I get that might apply to you, Jonathan. It might apply to you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But with the case of Lightspeed, after you learn the platform and you've paid the price, it can really only help you with that type of trading. I think it really would help you greatly because TOS. So Jonathan, do you set hard stops? And if so, are they stop market orders? Because if you use the price ladder with TOS, it's gonna be stop market orders. So if you're trading small caps and when you stop out, it's a stop market order. I mean, you're gonna get burned a lot with slippage. You're gonna get crammed. Like, yeah, DAS for sure. Yeah, no, yeah, that's a great one. Do it. Anything other than TOS is my point. Like, you know what I mean? For my strategy and what I do, it's fine. I'm good with this because I trade. I don't scalp, right? I don't scalp. If you're not scalping, you don't have the issue. But if you're scalping, TOS is going to find ways to screw you over repeatedly. So if you're profitable and TOS is screwing you over, you know, you can probably save a lot of money and make a lot more money on another platform. Therefore, it would be a lot easier to justify moving to another platform, is what I'm saying. So yeah, DAS, Lightspeed, whatever it might be, I think you should consider, if you're profitable, making the switch. For sure. Okay guys, this is the part where I tell you to like the video because I don't know, you don't have to, but I would appreciate it. I ramble on and then I gotta stop. Yay, okay. We went from 1 like to 3 likes. Hey, 4 likes, there we go. Thank you, people. I appreciate that. 5 likes. Damn, let's go. Let's go, boys. 5 likes, dude. 5? Dude, holy shit. I'm belittling it, but I'm just having fun. I appreciate it. I do. Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship, but I'm going to switch eventually. Yeah, I use the ladder for stops, but I use mental stops mostly, but I never get much slippage, so I don't know. Dude, that is... I'm sorry, but you're just lying, dude. Because I understand, bro. Listen, if you're setting stops on the ladder with TOS, and you're trading a small cap, I mean, like, let's just take any example. Any example. Okay, I'm trading this stock, right? Last Friday, it's curling up. Let's say I buy this dip. Right? Where is like my stop gonna be, right? Probably like under VWAP would be like a decent stop here, right? Like just for example, right? So let's say you set your stop below maybe 535, right? An even number 535. Okay, this isn't even the best example because this stock doesn't go down through 535 that much, but small caps do this all the frickin' time. They break down, and when they break down hard, and then the stock is dead for the rest of the day. If your stop is at 535 and this stock is coming down and then it slams, I mean, TOS, if you have a stop market order, what that means is when the price comes through the stop, right, it triggers a market order. So then what does a market order do? It says, get me out, I don't care the price. So by the time that market order is executed, you're basically gonna get slippage. I mean, it's basically, it's guaranteed. I'm just telling you, because it's happened to me all the time. Even on, the thing is, the reason I know this, and I'm freaking thinking so fast, my mouth is slurring. Even on mid and large cap stocks, which I trade, because I don't usually trade small caps, I sometimes do, and I've had experiences with that as well. But even on mid and large caps, when a stock comes down hard, and it comes through that stop, you're gonna get slippage, and it can be bad. You know, it can be bad. And the problem is on small caps where you're more likely to have, 1, a bigger position, and 2, you're more likely to be stopped out by a big red bar. And on those big red bars, you can get slippage. And you're more likely to have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 8,000 shares of a position. Well, just 2 cents of slippage on, 4,000 shares. I mean, that's something to keep in mind. So that's just one reason why you might want to consider, not TOS. Just because TOS, when you set stops like that, it only gives you the option for a market stop. So anyway, that's my little speech about that. Dude, I know Alex Winkler. Tell him I say hi. Tell him to we should collaborate. Alex and I should collaborate. He's a way bigger channel than I am, but Jonathan, I know you're in there all the time. Tell him I said hi, and tell him we should talk. I'm sure he has a Discord or something. He trades exactly how I trade. He streams every day. Dude, I know. I've seen it, dude. I've been there. But yes, I've seen the way Alex trades. He trades very well. I think his strategy is good. I like it. I do. I've seen you check his live. Yeah, I've been there. I do agree that light speed soon. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's just putting out a warning that if you're trading small caps with TOS, it's gonna be difficult. But what I've seen Alex do is something that I do as well. When I do trade small caps, this is the way I trade, and I don't think it's necessarily Alex's strategy in particular. I'm not trying to take credit away from him. I'm just saying if you're using TOS and trading small caps, there really is only one kind of, well, I don't know, I'm going to get in trouble saying this, but there really seems to be only one consistently right way to do it, and that is buying, and this can be scary, but buying the bottom of red bars. I mean, buying dips. Basically, on TOS, you can do that, and you can do it effectively. Why? Because when you get a big red bar, you can get a precise execution, which is rare on TOS. So if a price is coming into you, then you know you're going to get the price that you want. So I have a hotkey set up for buy the bid, which is right here. I can click it, or I can use my hotkey. Sometimes I feel like I can be faster with my hotkey rather than clicking. I mean, they're both fast, whatever. But the point is, when a stock's coming down and it comes down here, whatever, you can hit join the bid and you're in. And then stocks go up and down. Even if they're going down, if they're trending higher, they're trending lower. Usually you can catch a sort of bounce if a stock seems extended on the 1 minute chart to a certain direction. And we're talking about the downside here, because if it were the upside, then you'd go short. But the point is, when a stock comes down like that, bam, you buy that dip, and then you look for the pop back up. And so that's something that I do all the time. I do it it's a strategy. Pretty much every day trader that I know of does that because it works. And it doesn't always work because the price can keep crashing right down through you, and then you got to stop out. And so when it doesn't go right, that's what happens. But it can be profitable, and especially buying dips in front of VWAP like this, it's a very standard procedure. I mean, it's but then you get spots like this where it comes right down through. So it's either way. But buying dips, that is the one thing that on TOS you can do that pretty effectively. And all it takes is just, bam, buy the bid with big size, and then when you get that, just even that fluctuation back up, wham, you're right back out. You can get out on the ask too. You can get out on the ask because the price comes into you. Ideally, the price comes into you. Bam, you're in at the bid, and then you get a pop back up wherever you bought in front of that support. You get a pop back up, and then you can throw your order out on the ask, and the price comes up to you again. So it's that gives you a nice trade. And I'm gonna try to pull up here an example of that. Yeah, exactly. I do well with that strategy. Yeah, it's a great strategy. It's not even a small cap strategy. It's like any stock. It's one of the best ways to trade. I totally agree. There really is no denying it, if you will. Do you ever show your option trades? I watch your recaps most days, and I believe you usually have open contracts. Where did you learn it? Off topic, I know. No, that's a good question. So before I started day trading, I only traded options. Now what I do is pretty much exclusively day trading equities. But when I occasionally from time to time, you say that I usually always have open contracts. That's not really the case. It has been. I have these contracts on right now. I have this little tab called swings or whatever. So I have a couple, here. They're way down. I'm fine with these losses. I'm okay with that. These were really just kind of for fun for me. I mean, you see, these are completely dead. It's fine. I really, I just threw them on, and I have fun with them. I don't like to cut the losses either. I just let them go. They ride or they die. You know, that's what it is. And I decide on the risk beforehand. I know exactly how much I'm paying, and it's like, all right, that's it. So that's kind of my approach. But options, before I started day trading, I really only traded options, and I did that for like 2 years. So I'm very familiar with options, and I traded them again for a couple of years, and you know, I to be honest with you, I lost a lot of money doing it. I had some great winners, but you know, a lot of great losers too. And so now I've pivoted. I don't like trading options as much, but when I feel like, you know, a stock can move in a certain direction over the course of the next you know, week or 2 weeks or whatever my time frame is, you know, that might be a spot where I have some interest in going into options. So, you know, just to, you know, for me, I'm gonna just tell you why I did what I did. So with AMC, I put that position on, I think on one of these days right here, I put that options position on. I was up on the contracts a lot as it came up here, and I saw this big triangle. This is something I talked about on my recaps in a couple live streams I did. I talked about this triangle that's been forming. The same is happening on GameStop. So anyway, the point is, I thought, look, this is a stock that has a lot of short interest, and you know, maybe it'll squeeze, maybe it won't. But as it breaks out of this triangle, this is a spot where it could start to squeeze. So I was up on the position, and now I'm not, and it didn't work. That's fine. But you know, if it had gone back to $20, you know, then like, that's kind of why I did it, because it's like, it's ride or die, baby. That's why I put it on. So with Neo, what I was looking at was this breakout right here, and this is why I put this position on, was kind of the breakout of this triangle. So again, I was up on this position as well, quite nicely, I might add. But you know, since it has come back down, and it just didn't turn out to be the biggest breakout that I expected. My strike was 45 on those contracts because I was kind of targeting 45, and I thought it might get there well before my expiration. And if that were the case, I would make a nice amount of money on it. And if it, you know, the high here is kind of 46, so that was my thinking on it. But it, you know, it didn't happen, and whatever, that's fine. You know, it's fine. So, but yeah, I like trading options from time to time, but it's not really my normal thing. But you know, between the two here, I'm losing about $500. So, you know, I can make that in a good day trading. It's not a big deal. So, anyway, that's that. I feel like maybe there was something I was gonna say. I don't remember. But if there are any other questions, I'm happy to answer. I'm gonna pop this out, I think, so that I can see it in a better spot. Could put this here on the screen. No, let's not do that. How do I put it back in? I popped it. Oh, I think I can just close it. Anyway, so anyway, yeah. I hope, yeah, I keep saying it, but I hope tomorrow is better. Oh, wow. Okay, so nice move there on silver. Yay! Guys, if you want, I will give you the lowdown on my metals position, and we can look at that, because you'll see here I always have this tab right here called metal longs, and I have some positions here in gold and silver, to say the least, and you know, I'm down on a lot of these positions. I've been long gold and silver for a while now, and gold in particular over the last many months has really been downtrending, and admittedly I've been long it for pretty much this entire time, but I really stepped up the long position here at this bottom. I added right at that bottom, which is a great entry, I added 5 170 call contracts these, and I'm up really nicely on these right now, as gold has been awesome since that spot. So anyway, I don't know. People don't care about gold and silver, so I understand. That's fine. we don't have to talk about it, but I thought I'd share. I just realized the link never showed up. TradeIdeas.com. Okay, let me look at this. Yeah, this would be cool, and I guess let me take out the spaces that you put. All right, let's see. Sign up for the Trade Ideas test drive. $9 for 2 weeks of Trade Ideas Premium. Wow. May 10th to May 21st. Wow. Everyone should go do this. This sounds awesome. Automatically entered into a random drawing, which gives you a chance to win one of 3 prizes. First prize is a year of premium valued at $2,200. Wow. Okay, and then second prize is 1 month of Trade Ideas Premium, and then third prize is 1 month of Trade Ideas Standard. So really, the first prize is kind of the best one. Well, obviously, but it's kind of the only one. So. Wow, yeah, no, this looks great. I mean, Trade Ideas is awesome. I'll definitely be doing this. I mean, $9 for 2 weeks. I mean, hell yeah, that sounds like a great deal. I mean, for sure. So if you're in, so Trade Ideas, for those who don't know, it's really all about scanning. So if you are interested in having basically the best scanner for day trading at your disposal for $9 for the next 2 weeks, then go to that link and sign up for sure. That looks awesome. That's very exciting. I'm excited because I want to try it. I honestly I don't really need it, to be honest. I'm not really planning on buying it. I mean, $2,000. It just so it says that, you know, I didn't really know this, but a year of premium. It says the value of that is $2,268. I don't know. Is that really worth it? Not for me. I've got my stocks that I like to trade right here, and I'm fine with that. I don't think $2,000 is really worth it. Can you elaborate on how to trade gold? Man, yeah, I mean, I love talking about it, but you know, in terms of how to trade it, I mean, that's just such a difficult question. You know, it's a commodity. It's not a stock, is the first thing you have to understand. And I don't want to go into it too much because, you know, I think probably the rest of the people here don't really care about it. But my prediction is, I just think gold is, I'm surprised it's not higher than it is. And the thing is, it is very high from, you know, where it was, you know, 20 years ago. But it has been 20 years, and we've, you know, printed a lot of money since then. but I mean, even just recently, we printed a lot of money. I think the setup on it looks great. It's just something that I'm very long. It's a risk on asset, and yeah, I mean, there's so many reasons why I like gold, but it has a lot to do with the money printing, and I think right now is not a terrible time to go long. But you might want to wait for a pullback. It's kind of meeting this channel. I don't know. Do what you will, you know, but I love it. I really do. I really love it. And I think the RSI, MACD look good on it. You guys know I've talked about how worthless those indicators are, but I've talked about how worthless they are in the context of day trading and looking at 1-minute charts. On like monthly time frames, in my opinion, the further you zoom out, the more valuable they are. And I do, you notice I do have these on here because when I'm looking at charts like this, where each candle's a month, I do think that these indicators can be helpful. But yeah, I love gold and silver. I think obviously the fundamentals of them are the most appealing part of it. But what you find is that they trade just as technically as anything else, and they really respond to technicals very, very well. So again, these are positions I have long for, long periods of time. I don't day trade gold. That's not what's going on here. I've got long positions on gold that I've had for a while, and have been continuously adding to. At this point, I've got pretty much enough leverage on gold and silver right now, so I'm kind of like trying to back off, and much higher, and it's looking like maybe time to start taking the first bit of profits on it, because I haven't taken any profits on this move. Why? Well, again, you zoom out on it, and really, I think the target is like 2,200 on this. So at 1840, I think there's a lot of room on it. You can't even see the top side of this channel. And I really think that it looks good right now. And again, that target is like 22. 2300, 2250, something like that. I've got a bunch of marked levels on it. I look at this thing all the time. Anyway, yeah, I love it. And the thing is too, silver is relatively strong, honestly. And on this, you've got, this is it, man. The frickin' double top, right here. And now you can see it just perking up a little bit. And again, this is a monthly time frame, so if you go to a 1 year, you can't really see it, but you got to zoom way out and look at the big picture. And the fact that this is kind of putting in a higher low, and now the target, I think, again, we got to break above 30, but then the target is 50. And then honestly, guys, silver can get above 50. It can, and silver is a huge industry, huge market of freaking silver. But so although there's a huge supply of it, it can squeeze, because there are a lot of shorts on silver as well. So I would not rule that out, and that is appealing as well. I think above $50, and you'll see something maybe crazy happen. But again, that's a long ways away, so do your own analysis on it. And a lot of it is fundamental too, but I guess the fundamentals and the technicals, really they're the same thing, because the technicals just show you how institutions are reacting to the fundamentals. So that's that. Inflation is going to drive gold up. Yeah, I mean, that's a very, I don't mean to, I'm just saying that's a very, like, yeah, okay. Like, inflation, yes. Like, yeah. I don't really know what to say to that, because it's like, what do you even say? Like, yeah, potentially inflation should drive up the price of gold, but like, what have we seen over the period of time where the Fed has been printing the most money? Well, gold has gone down, so it's like, who the hell knows? I don't know. I do think gold should be higher than where it is now, even though it's very high. It should be higher. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but anyway, yeah, I watch these, and yeah, I love them. Gold, silver, I love them. I love them both. Oh. Okay, guys, it's been an hour. I'm gonna end this, but I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll be back tomorrow for my recap tomorrow, and I hope to see you all then. Again, remember, it'll be 5:40 p.m. Eastern time, 5:40 p.m. So if you're here, that's great, and I look forward to sharing with you how my day goes or went tomorrow. So I will see you all then. Please hit like on the video, guys, if you haven't done so already. Please, I would appreciate that. And then the Discord server link is in the description. You can join there. I've had great discussions with people in there so far, but it's still growing. People are shy in there, but hopefully try to change that. So come in there and don't feel shy. And yeah, other than that, yeah, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So I look forward to that. All right, bye-bye.